review process.
On the map, once the granted flushing loan to Brooklyn, it's labeled as blue. Is that the case now, or is it a through route in Brooklyn as well?
This is Liz's map.
No, that Brooklyn is not allowed to take truck traffic into Queens, which it should be the case, vice versa. So the question is, if you're having a delivery come into Queens, it can't originate in Brooklyn.
Like right now, before this change?
Right, because you see this is blue in Brooklyn, and it ends being blue. So it's only local for Brooklyn. If Brooklyn wants to take a delivery into Queens, it comes through the Long Island Expressway or the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway.
Okay.
But unfortunately, if you're taking something from Long Island and you want to bring it to Brooklyn, then you're allowed to use our Maspeth streets, which shouldn't be the case.
Okay, I have something to say. Marge, I'm right over here.
Prudential, just a second.
Okay, I'm right here.
I
I have my hand up.
That's baloney.
Prudential press, anybody, any other questions?
Oh, okay, community doesn't matter. Community doesn't matter here, Marge.
We're the constituents, Marge.
I didn't catch most of the time. You have another question.
Yes.
The public voting process, can you elaborate on?
Joe, you got any more relatives?
It will begin
1 month before
immediately.
elections.
Any more relatives, Joe?
Disgusting.
It will go through the Community
more?
Board 5.
Okay.
Okay? That will also go through Brooklyn.
Shame
They
on
will
you.
be talking to Brooklyn community boards and elected officials as well. It will also be published in the media and the press.
Do we know when this process
Okay.
will be?
I would say very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah. It's
But
not,
but you would expect, what's the final deadline before the vote will be taken or something to think about it?
well, let me ask you, Gary, when you put something on the calendar, how long does it take?
For us to make a decision?
Yes.
We would likely have a public hearing at one of our community board meetings. It is possible we could do it on a separate night. We would try to expedite some decision with regard to this. So I would say for us, a month and a half.
So hearing in the next couple of months, and then after that it would go into effect shortly thereafter, within...
Plus, the DOT's final determination as to the bypass should be finished by the end of December. And then what will happen, they will give us a budget, and we will have to come up with the money to implement the plan.
So if DOT's fixing the bypass by December, what happens if this gets voted down in the process?
I don't think it'll be voted down. I think this is something that the community has wanted for many years.
It's election day coming. Election day's coming, that's all.
So hopefully by December, this will be actually in effect, is what the hope is.
Well, the plan will be known by the end of December. Then we have to come up with the money to implement the plan. It may require...
You're talking about the bypass?
The bypass, yes.
Yeah.
So that won't even happen until maybe after December?
Oh, it won't happen, no, because, as I said, we have to come up with the funding for it.
Okay.
That'll probably have another public hearing,
10 years.
and
So when will trucks no longer be allowed to use the red areas? That's my question. When will that actually go into the public?
I would say that in several weeks, because
Several weeks.
as Gary said, it will take
After
time
the election.
for it to go on the calendar from Community Board 5. It has to be published in the newspaper. We have to talk to people in Brooklyn to make
So
sure
it has
that...
to go through the hearing first, and
Yes,
then...
it has to
as
go
soon
through
as
the
it gets
public
voted,
process.
As soon as it gets voted, then it can go into effect immediately?
Yes, yeah. Okay, now we'll take another question.
Okay, I'm right here, Marge. I've had my hand up.
What are you afraid of, Marge?
What are you afraid of? Answer the question.
Answer the community's question.
This is,
Can you, Congressman Crowley, can you reiterate the money that you mentioned?
Yeah, the initial 100,000 that was culled with an additional $400,000 from federal sources from the TILU legislation that was passed about 5 years ago.
So 400,000.
500,000 in total.
500,000 total, 400,000 TILU legislation.
500,000 in total of TILU money, 100,000 which was taken from my allocation and culled, mixed with 400,000 from other allocations, including miscellaneous.
now?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Lorraine
Oh,
Shu.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, there's somebody ahead of me?
Yes, there is, but you can go.
Okay, well, actually, Elizabeth, you set the framework for my question. You thanked Marge for the work she's done for the past few months. okay? And that's basically it, worked for the last few months. Where were you 10 years ago when this plan started, and why have you played politics with the lives of all the people in your community where there are many deaths because you have done nothing in your term of office, and now just before an election, you have a solution that isn't going to take effect until after the election. So I just warn everybody, this is something that
Thank
will
you
go
for your
into the
question.
future. That's my
Everybody on the stage. It wasn't just Frank Principe.
Answer,
Come on, have a little
behave,
class.
children behave.
You want us to show class? I've heard nothing but lies,
Yes.
innuendos, and nonsense coming out of this woman right now.
Go ahead.
Absolute
Right,
nonsense.
I worked, Frank Principe came into my office 10 years ago, right? Not in this office, the other office.
history.
And put forth the bypass plan. We had meetings on the corner of 69th and Grand. And we followed through every single meeting I've had with DOT. I can document it.
Come on, you haven't had any meetings. Cut it out.
Okay,
Last question from press.
It's all nonsense.
Whether or not the DOT approves
I pay taxes to be in here. Don't tell me to go outside. I have a
whether
right
or
to
not
be in
the
here and listen to the
Wait,
fabrications.
you have a
This is
right to be
nonsense.
here. You do not have a right to disrupt the press conference, with all due respect, you don't.
just for clarification,
truth.
whether or not the DOT approves the Maspeth bypass plan, these Grand and Flushing Avenue will still become local truck routes under the DOT's plan?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yes.
I wanted to know, I'm assuming that DOT will be working with Public 5, right?
Yes.
To implement the plan. Can you also detail, you said you submitted a plan a while ago, right, Gary? Can you just detail that plan and what would be the best case scenario? Or, the points that they would take from what you submitted?
Well, essentially, the main focus of the plan is Grand Avenue and Flushing Avenue. And to get the through truck traffic off of those local roadways. And what we essentially proposed, and it may come to fruition after this study, is first to be able to keep more of the trucks on the Long Island Expressway to go to the BQE that want to go to Brooklyn. Because we found that that's a lot of the traffic getting onto Grand Avenue and Flushing Avenue here. And they would instead use, for the most part, the expressway service roads.
So like the Queens Midtown Expressway?
Right.
Basically, it's trucks from Brooklyn, you're saying, is the...
Or trucks going to Brooklyn. I think that's a large percentage of the through truck traffic on Grand Avenue.
And if I could just make one point of clarification, we've been in touch, I've been in the city council for a year and a half, and I knew that Marge was working on this for years. And the response that I've always received from the DOT was that there are currently, and right now if you go down it, there have been capital projects that take years and years, infrastructure to reinforce the streets for this type of traffic, for the bypass plan to take effect. This remedy of the local traffic was something only a few months ago that was discovered, that we were the only place in the city that currently had it. So this is just in addition to what will happen to
Not true. 2003 study was given to Marge Markey recommending
can I
that. Not
just
true.
finish
So
the
tell the
statement,
truth.
please?
This is the problem. You guys are sitting there making up your own history, and we're back here not allowed to speak. Unfair.
You
can't make up your own history.
2003, the recommendation to not make it a through truck route.
I just want to say thank you to...
2003, Marge. 2003, Elizabeth. Read it.
How many more people gotta die? How many more people are gonna die here? You guys are making up your own history. Unfair. It's unfair.
Shame on you, Marge. Shame.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Crowley, shame.
Okay, it's over.
How many more?